is to launch anything, you better come to Congress first.
And we have to remember too is that we have this weird relationship with Saudi America in that, you know, we also have to remember too. Right now, there's lawsuits pending over their potential role in 9/11.
Yes.
You know, at the end of the day. So I mean,
suddenly really answer the question about why those pages were redacted specifically and specifically
that they
were
want to embarrass the kingdom.
Yeah, and so when you suddenly have
we fought against monarchy a long time ago. Did anybody get the memo?
Right.
No, because it's all dollars. It all has to do with dollars, and at that time, it had to do with oil.
Yeah.
And they, of course, are a great market for our weapons programs.
That's very true. That's very true. A lot of our weapons get bought and sold.
So I just hope that Trump it just calms down. He should be listening to the Chinese and to the others who are saying, take a breath. And he needs to do that because this is not something to go to war on. Now, I do recall back in during the Reagan years, there was some limited response when we knocked out some platforms in the Gulf.
Sure.
I wouldn't rule that out as a possibility, but who's going to do it? The Saudis? They, you know, given their record in Yemen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if having them.
I don't know if I trust them.
And I think that if the Saudis did react, then the Iranians may just take off on them. Oh, wow. And I think within 48 hours they could bring Riyadh to their knees.
Really? We have a minute left. Can cooler heads prevail? We have John Bolton out and everything else.
Yeah, I think they will. We got the UN meeting this morning. We're not going to do any attacks during the UN.
That's true.
Not the UN General Assembly.
No,
gosh,
that would be. No, gosh, no. And I still think what is prevailing in all this is that Trump indeed wants to meet with Rouhani, even if it's to have a cup of coffee, just to try and get some dialogue going. I'd like to see that happen because there is an opportunity for us to start having back channels for coming to a much greater peaceful resolution and dealing with the Iranians. They're great people. They're wonderful people. Yeah. We just have to learn to live with them and on the same planet. But thanks to the neocons, they have absolutely poisoned the water.
That is very true. That is
well,
and
it's always, we think about people's leaders, not the people. For Russia, Putin is like this, so all of his people must be. In Iran, it's always the leaders, and we forget about the people. We forget about the people before.
People. Well, I got to say thank you so much for coming on. Always a pleasure having you on, Michael Maloof. Thank you.
Stanford University researcher David Camarillo and his team have spent years studying concussion-proof bike helmets. When they came upon one that not only protected users 8 times more effectively than traditional helmets, but it's also not a helmet. It's an airbag. The Hovding is a waterproof collar around the neck, which allows bike riders a full field of vision while riding. In addition, the ergonomic design reads the rider's movements 200 times per second. In determining when an accident occurs, it deploys an airbag within 1/10 of a second. It also connects via Bluetooth to automatically notify contacts that you've been in an accident. It tracks cycling statistics and allows you to share data with others in your community and help them and cities make cycling safer for everyone. Sadly, it's only available in Europe for now because of U.S. regulations certifications. We were not allowed to be safe for helmets, and it runs over $200. But it's only a matter of time until the future makes the present a better place for bikes and brains.
Fascinating. I still want one of those to host this show.
Imagine an NFL version.
Ooh, every time you get hit, pop. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. All right, everybody, that is our show for you today. Remember, everyone, in this world, we are not told that we are loved enough. So I tell you all, I love you. I am Tyrell Ventura.
I'm Tabitha Wallace.
Keep on watching all those Hawks out there and have a great day and night, everyone.
Il y a les Manouches, il y a les Yéniches, il y a les Sinti et il y a les Gitans. Donc on peut voir déjà qu'on a un souci au niveau des Roms qui sont venus des pays de l'Est.
Nous, en réalité, on est considérés comme des étrangers quand on est né en France, quoi.
C'est qu'on est des étrangers de France.
Сороки, атаки, рыжканы, единцы, бричаны, и там вот было полководцах, там, сама нация наша называется нация наша Чоканаре. Чоканаре в переводе это трудящий народ.
C'est entré dans la remise, ils ont abattu mon frère de sang-froid, dont on a appris plus tard de 5 balles dans le torse, cœur, foie, rein et les 2 poumons.
Tous les gitans du monde, je pense qu'on est les plus détestés de toutes les autres communautés. Ça, pour de vrai, je le pense, pour de vrai.
Entoure-toi pas de balles, traîne, fiston, si tu veux pas finir dans la cellule de prison. Pop, pop.
Max Kaiser's Financial Survival Guide. You know, they say money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, look, quantitative easing. This is how central banks support dying economies. I'm going to call them right now and say, stop the madness! Stop the madness!
Tell the truth, stuff.
Top-level talks between the leaders of Russia, Turkey and Iran wrap up in Ankara over the future of the Syrian crisis, with the presidents denouncing Saudi Arabia's actions in Yemen following recent assaults on Riyadh's oil facilities. Boris gets booed. The British Prime Minister skips his own news conference after failed Brexit talks in Luxembourg, as the EU accuses Johnson of failing to offer anything new. Plus, an unarmed man has been seriously injured by anti-government protesters in Hong Kong during the latest round of demonstrations as tensions hit the 100-day mark. Those are your headlines this hour. You can always read more and leave comments on all our stories at RT.com. Don't go anywhere yet, though, because up now, it's the Kaiser Report.
Hi, I'm Max Kaiser. This is the Kaiser Report. Where were you? September 3rd, 2009. That's a question you'll be asking kids and grandkids for years to come. That was the first episode of the Kaiser Report. Yes, 10 years ago today, the Kaiser Report began broadcasting all over the world. 100 countries, billions of people. Stacey.
10 years ago this month, indeed, we started here in Paris. So while we're here in Paris, I wanted to record this special. There are some controversies about when the first episode actually aired.
Of course.
Because of YouTube and how they upload and date things. But nevertheless, I want to look back a little bit on what we experienced here in Paris at the beginning of our journey of Kaiser Report 10 years ago. And what I realized looking back, and anybody could do that because it's all on YouTube, go Kaiser Report Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3, Episode 4. Just watch those first episodes.